Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I thought I would just pop in here pretty quickly. I want to do a video on the new launch from Charlotte Tilbury, the Queen of Luck eyeshadow palette. I'm by no means the first creator to put this out. It's going to be a shorter video because all we're going to do is test this palette today. She did relaunch the Glowgasm face palette. This is also limited edition, just like the eyeshadow quad. I didn't pick that up. I know that she's released that in the past and it's gone away. I've seen many people have it. I have one of her limited edition holiday releases with the two blushes and the two highlighters, but I think we'll just do a try on of this particular palette today. The reason that I picked this up, because one, it's a new release and I get really excited with new releases, but two, I had Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows on my to try list for 2024. So you guys, I am not jaded. I have never tested this formula. I know nothing about Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow formula or quality. I hear it's pretty good. I mean, there's definitely people out there that collect these quads. Don't know if I would have normally have started with a quad. I think I was thinking of like one of the larger palettes, but alas, here we are. So let's talk about this a little bit. I told you guys it was limited edition. Don't know why that is. I feel like she hasn't had any new releases in like at least 2 years. With these quads, so why make this one limited edition? I don't know. One of the things that I noticed on Charlotte Tilbury's packaging is that she always kind of like has directions on the back on how to apply it. So this one says shade 1 is prime, 2 enhance, 3 is smoke, and 4 is pop. I love this little quote. It says, "I have decoded the secret to mesmerizing eyes in an easy to use application ritual." So it looks like her eyeshadow quads are formulated with talc and mica. I do know that a lot of companies are kind of staying away from both of those things. So I don't know if either of those things irritate you guys. It feels like talc is one of those like pretty universal ingredients that tend to kind of dry the skin out. Anyway, here is the little quad. I don't know what I'm expecting here. It's just plastic. It's a hard plastic. It feels a little light, maybe a little bit cheap. Here is the color story. It says it's an eyeshadow palette with duochrome golden pink, warm terracotta brown, and champagne gold shades to glide your eyes in the lucky glow of moonlight. I mean, it looks pretty. There's 4 different formulas in here. That's really nice. This does retail for $55. Right now, as far as I can see, it's only on the Charlotte Tilbury website for sale. I don't see it as I'm filming this anywhere else. So this is prime, this is enhance over here, this one is pop, and this one is smoke. I guess we could follow her directions. Let's swatch this little guy out for 55 bucks. I don't know, I kind of want to be impressed here. I'm going to start from top left and I go right and then down and across again. So that's how I normally swatch palettes. Here's that first one that she's calling prime. I mean, it's light, but I could see putting that down as a base and maybe that really glittery one on top. Here's what I'm expecting from these shadows. I'm expecting them to be more desaturated, a little bit more on the luxury side, not necessarily like super intense, especially in this color story where you only get one matte and it's on the lighter side. It's gonna be a more natural look is kind of what I'm expecting. Let's go to this next one that looks like a full-on baked duochrome. I mean, this is kind of like a topper here. There's not a ton of intense base pigment. Okay. It's pretty and it's light, but it is not intense whatsoever. It's kind of a wet looking shade. I think I'm most interested in this next one because this one looks like an intense kind of suspended sparkle shimmer formula. Man, so far all of these are light, so you're just gonna get like a glittery eye. Basically. This is so light. All right, let's get into this matte. We gotta see what this matte can do here. This matte looks like a really warm shade. Would I have paired this warm shade with these other ones? I don't know. Yeah, definitely more desaturated, kind of what I was expecting. It's definitely on the warm side. These shimmers are super duper light. I do have stuff to do today, so I am going to do the same look on both eyes. I'm not going to try and do 2 different looks. The only real difference that you could make here is really just kind of like layering the shimmers or using some and not others. So I don't know if this is kind of one of those palettes that you can create a ton of different looks with. So I'm just going to do what it says. But I'm gonna do it in, I guess, kind of carry way. So I'm gonna take this first shade here, just like it says, to prime the eye. And I'm going to apply this just everywhere, I think. I'm not gonna hold back. This one applies nicely with a brush just dry on the eye. It's actually, you could wear this all on its own. I think it's more intense on the eye than it is on the swatch, which is fabulous. I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. Why is it more intense on my right side than my left? Okay, well, that's pretty much all over. Then it says to take that like duochrome pink to gold and to enhance it. So to layer it on top. Let me watch this little video and see how they've applied it here. Not that I care, just interested to see. Yeah, pretty much what I kind of thought it was. So they lay this one down all on its own, all over. She even like takes kind of a fluffier brush and like drags it down here. Of course, she's got like full on foundation on already, which I do not. And then she takes like a pretty fluffy brush and just takes that duochrome shade and just literally lays it on top of the other one. So it's basically, she's using it as a topper on top of the other shimmer. I don't know how I feel about toppers in general. I kind of feel like you can make a shimmer that has a better base instead of creating an entire other shade in a quad to be the base. But I guess it's kind of nice if you want kind of two different formulas. And then in this one, it says like, use this to pop. So I don't know, you can use this to accent certain things. I'm just gonna go in with the same brush and kind of put it in the middle, I guess. This is not typically how I would do it with just like a fluffy brush. By the way, this is a natural haired bristled brush. I'm just picking up with the shimmer dry. Oh, that's pretty. I really do like that one on the eyes. It's really hard to distinguish, except when you're in person and up close, I can see. I can really tell the difference between these two shimmers. It's just very, very slight. Now I'm just gonna take that warm matte shade and smoke in the outer corner and inward.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces.
Already, I can kind of tell that I would have preferred a cooler tone shade. I'm really surprised to hear myself say that because I'm usually somebody who's really into warmer tones, but I just feel like this is not the most flattering. It kind of has like a yellowish undertone. I don't know why I'm just not digging it with these shimmers. I just feel like they're all very similar kind of warm tones. I would have just liked to have seen this be a deeper, cooler tone shade, just on me, my skin. I think it looked beautiful on the model that they were putting it on. I just kind of feel like they all look a little yellow. So they're all kind of running together. I am going to finish up the rest of my makeup. We'll come back. We may do some lower lash line work. I'm not really sure, but we'll give final thoughts. So I'll see you guys in a second. I finished up my makeup and threw on a lip that isn't matching the eye look. I think I like the warmer tones now that I'm like sitting with it for a while. I like the palette overall. I think you have to be a Charlotte Tilbury fan a little bit to buy a $55 quad. It's nice for travel. It was pretty good quality. I don't know exactly what I was expecting testing Charlotte's formula for the first time. I'd like to see how some of her other shades perform to see if they're a little bit more pigmented. I kept building this up. Like as I was putting on the rest of my makeup, I was going back into the palette and kind of building. But I think initially it was just very light. And I think that's kind of what she was going for with this palette. So anyway, I feel like this is pretty much the look I can get most of the time with it. I don't know how much diversity is here, but it was nice to try the Charlotte Tilbury palette. I would love to know what you guys think of her formula. I'm out of here, you guys, and I hope to catch you all in my next one. Bye.